everyone, it's Erin. So welcome to February's Alchemy Scope. Already, the month of January flew by for me. I don't know how it was for you. I am wondering though, I wish we could engage because I am very curious how you are doing now. This particular month for me was quite intense on a variety of different levels. And if you are sensitive, and even if you're not sensitive, I would say everyone is feeling some sort of response to this time frame. I've spoken to several clients that are feeling increased pressure, that they're feeling obligated to follow their particular soul's story. And there's other things too. Lots of people are feeling stuck and kind of knowing that action is required, but they're not clear about what the action is. So there is this real time right now of kind of marination and having to turn inward, having to go inward. And for many people, for some of us, it's okay to do that. Like, we're used to doing that. We actually like doing that. It's a self-investigation process. But for several people, it's highly uncomfortable. They hate going within. And so there's this rejection about that. And so a lot of people are distracting themselves more and more. In fact, I will say just today, it was actually interesting because I was going to film this intro today. And I experienced two people within an hour of one another that replicated the exact same qualities to me. And it was quite stunning. They were walking zombies, completely not tuned in, not connected. And it was either a severe numbness that was going on, that they had so much going on, either emotionally or in their life, in their mind, that they couldn't connect, or it's like they were just blank, void. And I have to say, more and more people, I'm coming upon more and more and more people like that. So if you're watching this video and you tend to want to distract yourself because you don't want to feel, you don't want to go inside, this time frame is about, we're obligated to grow ourselves. We're obligated to go within. We're obligated to actually feel what's going on and evolve it. So that's why this channel was started, by the way. And the Alchemy Scopes are going to be just one component of this channel, I will say. There's other projects that are in the works. That's why this video is a little bit late. So, so let's look at why. Why are a lot of us feeling pressure, or maybe there's a lot of stuff coming from the past, like you might have been flooded with maybe even strange, like memories you haven't thought of in forever that are coming forward this month. There's reasons for this. On the macrocosmic scale, there's a lot going on. We have Pluto. This was about mid-January that it was exact, but Pluto is squaring the moon's nodes, the south node and the north node of the moon. So what does this mean? Well, Pluto is, the planet of transformation, deep transformation, like serious, deep, cut to the chase transformation. And the moon's nodes are about habituated habits, patterns of being. The north node is about where we need to go, where we're being urged to go, where we're obligated to go. And so right now, the South Node, and so the other aspect is that Uranus was exactly conjunct the South Node on the 20th of January. So not only do we have this Pluto square the nodes, but we have the Uranus-Pluto square activated alongside Uranus exactly conjuncting that South Node. So what does that mean? That is exceeding pressure to change habituated habits of self. Thinking, feeling, being in the world, It's big. It's really big stuff. Now, on top of that, we have the fourth consecutive, in fact, on the 20th. So when Uranus was conjunct the South Node, we had our fourth consecutive 0-degree new moon. When I was recording the previous Alchemy Scopes, I didn't have my 2015 ephemeris yet. And I was stunned when I saw that the first new moon of 2015 was this 0-degree Aquarius new moon. Here we are in the age of Aquarius, and this is an Aquarius new moon, 4th of 4 consecutive new moons. The next new moon will be at a 29 degree, so a critical point. Also, by the way, in Aquarius, so we'll have 2 new moons in Aquarius, one at the 0-degree point, one at the 29 critical degree point. Very, very, very potent time, you guys. Very big. So if you're feeling stressed, impatient, angry, maybe you're raging about things, depressed, sad, there might have been grieving that's been coming up for you, deep sadness about what's next, what's coming, what do I even want? You know, that's kind of the big thing for a lot of people is, I don't even know what I want. I know I want something different, but I don't know what I want. So there's a lot of pressure with that. And a lot of people too are feeling the pressure to live in alignment with their core self. This is just the time. And I will tell you, this spring is going to be potent. So this first quarter of 2015 is hot, it's potent, it's rich. You want to drink it in. You have no choice, really. I mean, we are here to drink it in. But the more you push it away, deny it, avoid it, don't want to feel, distract, it's going to come at you no matter what. So either you accept it and you go with that flow, you either work with nature's principles and you work with least effort, or you resist it and something breaks, something collapses in your life, something suddenly falls apart that maybe you weren't willing to look at. Maybe it was right in front of your face that it was about ready to fall apart, but maybe not. So anyway, so there's reasons for this potentiated time frame that we're walking through right now, this chapter of this human story that we're walking. It is very, very big. And it's very rare. We're not gonna, this is unique. This is unique. I mean, certainly none of us are ever going to experience anything like this in our lifetimes, and probably it won't ever exist exactly like this. This is a cycle in a big macro cycle. So this is highly unique, this period of time that we're walking. So that's what's going on. So I hope that you're able to embrace this rich, challenging, obligating, unrelenting time frame, and know that you are here to get clarity, to get still, to get quiet, to create space for yourself, to be willing and brave to go within, to really face, in fact, invite the wounds and all the stuff to come up and come forward, and allow that process. Because by allowing the process, by allowing what's already happening to happen, then the magic happens. Then you'll start to, your eyes will start to open wider. You'll start to see more broadly. You'll begin to see the synchronicities that are taking place to support your transmutation from your old self to your new self. Because that's what this time frame is. It's about transmuting from the old, from the lead to the new, to the gold. This is about your evolution. Okay? So let's talk about the macro cycle for this particular cycle, which is this 0-degree Aquarius new moon. The symbol, the Sabian symbol that's imbued with this new moon is an old Adobe mission in California. Now, this one was a hard one for me to really feel, to really get a real sense of the deeper meaning of this particular Sabian symbol. Dane Rudier talks about it in a way when he goes into an explication of this particular symbol. It doesn't resonate for me. How he speaks about it doesn't resonate for me. He talked about impressiveness. He says, while becoming an integral part of it. So it's mastery of man over environment while becoming an integral part of it. It's not really that, in my view. This was about Catholic priests coming to California trying to convert the indigenous Native Americans to an organized religion and taking them out, devaluing their belief system and bringing forward, imposing another. To me, this particular old Adobe mission picture is something that's abandoned and no longer used. So to me, that means, the flavor of that and what it evokes in me, and it'll evoke different things in different people. And that's exactly what these symbols should do. But for me, when I interpret that, especially when we're looking at this kind of human evolutionary journey that we're all taking right now, this is quite definitively about that way of being is old and antiquated and no longer working. So it's about moving to a different way. It's about moving to the North Node in Libra way, which is cooperation, and it's relational. It's based on relationships. It's not based on just the self. It's based on the self in relationship. And whenever you're in relationship, and life equals relationships. Life is all about relationships, not people to people only. Our relationships to our thinking, our relationships to our feelings, our relationships to events and circumstances, our relationships to our environment and context. Life is nothing but relationships. So the North Node in Libra is quite interesting with this particular Adobe mission. Those ways of coming in to an area and telling the peoples of the place, that has no value. This is what you value. That doesn't work anymore. It's very old paradigm, and it's something that's crumbling away, like an old Adobe mission. So take that symbol in a way that speaks to you. And Dane says, when positive, the degree is effective breadth of vision and a respect compelling depth of character. And when negative, lack of ambition and blind adherence to superficialities. So I'll leave that with you. You can take from it what you will. I have my own idea about what it means for the bigger picture of us, for us as both as individuals, but on the collective level of what is not working for the old paradigm and what is crying, screaming to come into play for the new paradigm of thought. So, okay, everybody, that was a lot. So let's talk about what else is going on the macro and the microcosmic levels for you.
Hi, Aries. So let's take a look at the I Ching hexagram that came up for you to reflect the theme of February 2015 for you. You received 22 grace and beauty. And the two trigrams that make up this particular hexagram are mountain above, lake below. Mountain above, fire below. So let me read to you here what it says. This is a reminder that I'm using the language from the visionary I Ching. Grace and beauty adorn the natural world. Grace is neither an all-powerful force, nor is it the essential or fundamental thing. By itself, it is form without content. Grace is moonlight on water, not the sunlight at noon. Yet grace brings artistic expression into the world and enhances the quality of our lives. Grace brings success in small matters. In the arts, grace arises out of adherence to form, the dancer becoming the form of the dance, the musician giving life to the form of a musical score, the painter becoming one with the brush and canvas. In human affairs, grace is also aligned with form, with mastery of aesthetic and cultural forms honed by time and honored by tradition. Through appreciation of graceful forms in human culture, we apprehend the pure beauty of the ideal, of life raised above mere struggle for survival. Fantastic. Okay, so let's see what we have next in the spread for you.
Hi, Aries. So let's go ahead and take a look at a spread. I'm using the Bral Talej deck this month. This is a deck that was developed in the community called Damanure,
in northern Italy by a wonderful woman by the name of Shama Viola. So let's go ahead and pull. I've already shuffled. This month I did it slightly differently. I'm still doing the same spread this month, but I asked Spirit to bring forward the central issue at hand that may likely be emerging this month, and then the action steps that Spirit, your soul, is asking you to take regarding that issue. It's not too unlike the previous spreads, but it was a little more specific this time. So let's see what comes up here. Okay, so the issue at hand, Aries, for you this month during the cycle is in regards to challenging communications and subsequent loneliness with regard to friendships. And it looks to me as if your soul is asking you, your higher self, your higher frequency self, is asking for, well, there will be certain endings that are asking to come to pass, and it's very well going to be people that aren't resonant with you. It's also about, though, making real thoughts about the friends that you do want to make. Let's see if you can see that. It's a little bit sunny. So it is about making real the friendships that you want with your mind, bringing forward the thoughts about what you want to manifest with regard to friends. And with regard to the communications you want to see unfold with regard to friends. Spirit is asking you to feel in a big way, to actually feel and go into your emotional self regarding relationships, to actually access your feelings and don't numb them out. Take action in regards to your spiritual resonance, to what is resonant for you. You want to communicate with people. You want to develop your network of friends in with those people who are resonant with you, that speak your language. And it is about creating it with your mind. It is about focusing on what you do want to create, making real the friendships that you want. It is also, though, like I said before, it is about creating some closures that need to come to a close. Maybe unhealthy relationships or unhealthy networks that have not validated, where you're at or who you are in a way that is meaningful for you now, because you are stepping into your true self. Your true self is coming into the fore right now. So it does look like the issues that will come to play this month will be some contrasting communications, which will be, there might be some challenges coming forward with regards to communication, and it could be causing loneliness or isolation about friendships that have closed or need to close, have ended or need to end. Yeah, so I would say you want to bring forward the thoughts about making real the friendships that are the healthy, resonant ones, and actually go into your feelings. That's what Spirit is saying. Actually go there. Feel big. Feel in a way that's significant. Dive into your feeling realm, because that is going to provide you the truth. First of all, it's going to cleanse you of what needs to be cleansed. But it's going to connect you. Your emotions are your guidance system. So it's going to connect you to what is the truth of these various situations, of these various relationships. So that's what I see coming forward, Aries, for you. This might seem daunting and challenging, and it very well could be, but it doesn't have to be. Meaning, go there, go into the deep emotions about it. Really be present with whatever situations are coming forward, and really work with your mind, really work with your feeling body about connecting with what's true about the woundings, but also about the joy and about what you want to create, and imagine those coming forward. It's not about invalidating the closures, by the way. It's not about resisting them or making them not what they are. Allow the closures to occur. The ones that have already happened that are causing current loneliness for you, allow that to be. Feel those in a big way. Actually do a grieving process or a ritual around it. You don't want to resist that, because that does need to heal. That does need to flush out, to cleanse, to purge. So allow that to manifest. Allow it. Know that that is actually serving a big purpose. You can't deny it. We can't deny our feelings around relationships that are closing or have already closed. You have to grieve. You have to actually go to that place and honor it and allow it to be. So do that. And while you're doing that, or after you've done your ritual or your grieving process, you want to know, trust that the cleansing that's occurred or the cleansing that is already occurring or that is going to occur is only because you are fine-tuning your frequency to your authentic self. That's all. That's all. So when you do that, there's going to be some adjustments with your relationships. So you can do it. You can do it. So I'll be curious to hear, what's unfolding for some of you out there about this. So let's see what else we have for you this month. Hi, Aries. So I really wanted to come outside to do as much of the monthly reading as possible. So I went ahead and pulled your Archetype card and your Ascended Master card. In the background, you see the Gates of Hell, Rodin's sculpture from around the turn of the century, around 1900. I think he sculpted it over a 37-year period. I'm here at Stanford University at the Cantor Art Center here in the Rodin Sculpture Garden. And I intentionally wanted to have this particular symbol in the background, simply reflecting the intensity of this time frame. Some people are going through quite a bit, and we have been, and we continue to. And in fact, this particular portal before the springtime, we are really being called unquestionably and unrelentingly to release the past, release woundings, and really step into a place of self-love and grace and move forward into our highest frequency selves now. Like now is the time. That's why we're feeling the pressure. We know the call. So let's look at what you received. You received some fantastic cards. In fact, you received the Alchemist. This is the archetype that wants to be evolved within you this month, wants to be awoken, attended to, and evolved. Can't get better than the Alchemist, really. The shadow attributes, the lower frequency manifestation of alchemists are misuse of the power and knowledge that come through spiritual practice. The higher frequency manifestation of alchemists, transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. And that's really what it's all about, isn't it? It's about transmutation of impurity, that which is out of integrity, out of alignment, and stepping into full alignment, full integrity with our true self. Beautiful. Now, the beautifully, perfectly coordinated Ascended Master for you is Work Your Magic, Saint Germain. Let me read to you what Doreen Virtue writes here. Just beautiful. You have the power to resolve the situation. This card signifies your untapped magical abilities, which you've used successfully in the past. Pull these abilities out of storage and use them to work your magic now. Your clear and focused intentions, positive expectations, prayers, decrees, and action steps all create the healings and manifestations you desire. Now, additional meanings for this card. Decide clearly what you will and won't accept in this situation, as your clarity will bring immediate results. Have steady faith in a positive outcome. Study alchemy and manifestation principles. And we'll talk about
that more on this channel, by the way, as well. But these two together, wow, what a time frame. And this is such a portal. I have to tell you, I'm going to reiterate it again. This is a very potent and required portal of preparation for whatever changes you've been wanting to make manifest. This is the time. This is the time now to prepare yourself, your body, your mind, your energy system, your logistics, in preparation for the self that you want to see become made manifest. All right, so let's see what else we have for you this month.
So Aries, let's take a look at the Dakini that came up for you this month. You received 45 Yogini. And this Dakini, again, like previous months, is coming forward as the archetype set to embody, to bring you success this month, to bring you to a greater state of your inherent bliss. Now, 45 Yogini is fantastic. Let me read to you a little bit here, and then again, like in previous months, the link to the full PDF document will be below the video. By stimulating the inner fire in the temple of the body, the earth is activated so that the air, the hatha, solar and lunar breaths, may flow through unimpeded. Insight, so this is the divinatory meaning in regards to 45 Yogini. Insight into the inner meaning of yoga, taking a yogic position in life. Yogini explains that the position of the yogi or yogini in relation to the plane of reality is one of detached engagement. The meditation practices are designed to still the machinations of normal mental activity, opening up the mind itself to abide to its own true nature. Once the mind discovers its essence, it is no longer attached to the things of the world to bring it satisfaction. This is the state of inner abiding, sought by the meditating yogi or yogini. The yogic approach does entail bringing certain disciplines into one's way of being. Although discipline may sound a bit like a dirty word, the fact is that inner discipline, discipline that is self-imposed, is of a different nature and has a different effect than discipline imposed from outside yourself. The latter is often connected to having you comply with a set of rules or conditions that are not of your own making. You need to conform to the disciplines of others in order to abide by the status quo. The disciplines of yoga, on the other hand, are designed to constrict or limit in order to liberate. Beautiful. So there's quite a bit more to read on Yogini. The link will be below. And let's see, let's finish off the month for you, Aries.
So everyone, that is it for this month's Alchemy Scope. I want to remind you that if you haven't gotten your archetypal profile or symbolic profile, the information will be below. I also want to let you know that this month, January, between the Alchemy Scopes, the intention was to bring forward other videos because there's a big list of goodies that I want to be producing and making. And they are in the works, actually. So look for tools coming forward in February, starting in February, but it'll be ongoing. This is going to be throughout 2015 and beyond. But there will be foundational pieces of information coming forward that will help you. And I'm really excited because the pieces that I'm bringing forward are, they're going to be good. They're going to be good, and it's going to be easy to understand. These are not going to be long videos either. They're going to be kind of brief teachings to the point. 4 foundations of this, 4 foundations of this. So this is going to be delicious. So please, if you haven't subscribed yet, you want to subscribe. And please like and share. I have to tell you, I hate saying that on this whole YouTube thing. It's like and share. You guys know that already. So I'm going to actually try to avoid saying that because I don't know. There's something about it. It's so salesman-y. I can't get over it. I'm getting used to this whole world of, I don't know, marketing myself. It's a trip. It's really a trip. But it's an interesting process. And I will say, kind of a little tag note on that, I'm quite confident that there is a whole new way of marketing ourselves that has nothing to do with what these bloggers and these social media marketers are insisting that we do in order to get ourselves known. It's like, I only want to be known. In fact, I know that I'll only be known by those who want to know me. So I'm not attached to that. Do I want more views on the key videos that are to come? I do, because I think they're going to be foundationally helpful. I think they're going to be foundational for this new paradigm of the new human. So that's that. That's my whole spiel. But I thought I'd make that point because I don't know, this whole social media thing is very interesting. Anyway, so until the next video or until next month's Alchemy Scope, I wish you a wonderful February, and I'll see you soon.